Ugh, I'm scared and excited about this one. Oh my god, I hope I can do it justice. Okay, hi you guys, what's up? Hello, good morning for me. That's weird, right? It's 9:36 a.m. on a Saturday. We went live. It was so fun. Thanks for making that awesome. It always feels weird to do that, so you guys made it amazing. Definitely some new faces on the channel since the last time I went live, so just, if I don't say it enough, thank you for the support. Today's movie is American Graffiti from 1973. Oof. I am obsessed. Wow, why did I just blank out? I am obsessed with coming of age films. Check out my face. I'm obsessed with coming of age films, and this says a couple high school grads spend one final night cruising the strip with their buddies before they go off to college. This is my kind of movie. I love a cusp of high school college movie. I love a high school movie. This is the second installment of my high school movie May series for the Patreon. On YouTube, I'd imagine you're getting this very late in May. I'd imagine this is not, maybe it's not even in May at all. Who knows? Anyway, so excited about this. George Lucas directed. The only experience I have with George Lucas is Star Wars as a director, so that's gonna be cool. But I want to see how he does on a coming of age feature. Very cool to me. He has quite the reputation. I am absolutely shocked, and shame on me for not knowing this, but George Lucas has his hand in almost everything that I've seen. He had his hand in Labyrinth with that CGI. The cool thing is it looks like American Graffiti is really early on for him. Written by George Lucas, 1973, and then A New Hope would have come in 77. So the fact that I'm watching one of his earliest written and directed by films, that's cool. I wonder if this put him on the map. Maybe it did. Nominated for 5 Oscars. This is gonna be cool. I don't know anything about American Graffiti. I know it's like teens in the 70s. Based on, is it based on a novel? Oh, it's the end of summer 1962. Excuse me. I'm gonna write that down. Growing up in New York, you wanna know what I don't have much experience with? Teens in California. Those were always so like aspirational to me. I'd be like, oh my God, California, California. And I just watched Grease and saw teens in California. Those sights and sounds of California, man, I don't know how anyone does work. It's so beautiful. Oh, I can't wait to see these locations. It's gonna be so good. You guys, I don't wanna research too much more, but I'm gonna love the shit out of this. I love coming of age films. It is my favorite genre of movie. People ask me time and time again what my favorite films are, and it's always those coming of age ones. The ones that get you right here. I love high school movies, so I'm just so excited to make this the next installment in the journey. So without further ado, let's get right into today's movie, which is American Graffiti from 1973. Coppola. Francis Ford, Lucasfilm and Coppola. Guys.
7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock.
I forgot to say I'm really excited for the soundtrack. And I forgot to say that I think this is going to be a real-time movie. I think they're just going to be cruising in real time. Harrison Ford. Produced by Francis Ford Coppola. Wow, okay. I'm starting to get it. The world is coming alive in my head.
Before you leave, Moose has been looking for you all day. He got worried, thought you were trying to avoid him or something.
I see Ron Howard.
Man, $2,000. Mr. Jennings gave it to me to give to
Cutie.
you.
Wait a year, go to city for a while.
Hey.
Wait a minute. After all we went through to get accepted, we're finally getting out of this
You
turkey
chicken.
town, and now you want to crawl back into your cell.
16 candles.
I find the music very comforting. My dad loves this era in music. He loves the 60s. Drive-in diner. Skates. Can you be nostalgic for a past you never had? I think yes. I think it's called something.
Dances were goofy, and we started going together just because you thought I was kind of cute and funny. But then you suddenly realized you were in love with me. It was serious. You were leading up to something kind of big.
You make it sound like I'm giving dictation.
These kids are so natural. Really, really good.
We do care for each other so much.
They're not putting anything
And since we
on.
should, that seeing other people while I'm away can't possibly hurt, you know?
She was not expecting that piece of information.
Then we'd know for sure that we're really in love. Not that there's any doubt.
Run away, bitch. Run away from him.
I mean, I can't expect you to be a monk or something while you're away.
Wow, the camera just sat in that one spot. There was no cross-cutting, and it was a long take.
I'm gonna let you take care of my car for me while I'm away. At least until Christmas. See, I'm coming back for a couple weeks at Christmas. Now, I've got some very simple instructions for you. Here's the keys. First of all, how'd you like to go to the drive-in movies with me?
You gotta be kidding.
No, would I kid you about a thing like that? I have a new car.
Lol. Yo, pantsing was a thing? I guess it was.
Tonight, things are gonna be different.
Hey, wait a minute. You going to the hop? The freshman hop? Yeah. Oh, come on, man. That place is for kids.
Tonight, things are gonna be different feels like a real nice thesis statement, right? For the film. Look at that car. Did someone soup out like an old Ford? Weird. Wow. I love looking at old-fashioned locations. I wonder what Main Street that is. Very cool.
You in that beautiful car? Jeez, what a waste of machinery.
Rude ass. Yo, mooning was big in the 60s, 50s, 60s. I'm just kidding. I saw it in 2 movies back to back, and mooning all of a sudden is big for me.
What did you say? Wait, what did you say?
Iconic. Good job, girl.
Steven, cut over to G Street. I just saw a vision.
G Street. Are we by the beach?
She's gone. Get it. She spoke to me. She spoke to me right through the window.
Craigslist missed connections.
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm going steady.
Oh, come on.
I just can't.
You're just riding around with a bunch of girls.
I can't. I'm going steady. I love going steady.
Judy's sister will go with you. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's your Judy, your sister, or mother, anybody. I'll take.
So I'm just wondering, for these drive-by shots, they've got to have the camera mounted on the outside of the car. And the actor has to be driving and delivering their lines to no one. There's no one on the other side because they wouldn't run the 2 cars at the same time. So really grounded, amazing performances for giving your lines to no one.
Hey!
Hey, this is what they call copying a feel?
What? No.
Is this what they call a cap and a feel? Love a high school gym. Love a high school gym dance. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, I wish this was my school dance experience. Instead of like grind trains. My mind is going over the logistics. Like, is this the last day of school? And he's going to college early? Oh, so these graduated seniors have showed up at the freshman hop.
Strikes out.
So they are not in school anymore. Got it. Do you like how I worked that out for myself? Oh. He had his old locker. Yeah. That's a really, really powerful action for this character. No words, just do that. It like says everything it needs to say. I'm so into that. It's a good screenplay. It's the mark of a good screenplay. On the page, I'd imagine it's described wistful, nostalgic. Let's go surfing now. Everybody learning how. Come on the safari with me.
I have some homework or something to do.
No sweat. My mother does it.
I wish my mom did my homework. I wonder if in the trivia they'll let us know if the car is being pulled. I would feel more comfortable if that were the case.
Happy birthday, Milner.
Asshole.
Asshole.
Did you hear me?
Yes, what's that stand?
What it is.
Oh my god, I said the asshole before he did. It's so cool. This is like a literal like Ford Model T. I don't know anything about cars, but it's an old car. I'd like to thank American Pickers for my car knowledge. Uh-oh. Steve and Lori are not doing okay.
Please smile. Throw myself at you.
Wow. It's like instead of the camera cutting to get his reaction, they flip. They turn slowly and we get his reaction and see how it lands on his face. I have goosebumps, but I could also just be cold.
What's wrong?
Go to hell.
You made Lori sad. That's what's fucking wrong, Steve. I hate you.
I graduated last semester. Remember?
I knew it. So they're allowed to just come back. I wonder if that was customary or if that was like a concession they made for the script just to get these guys back to their old stomping grounds, you know?
Unless you want to go to Gallo Dam and have a little orgy.
You wish.
No, I could pick up some oleo margarine. We could roll around in it for a while.
I remember a couple of the last nights before my friends and I went off to college, we really dragged that out. We were like, let's hang out all night.
I've been silly.
Oh, yeah?
I'm really glad you're gonna stay.
He's decided to stay? I like what they're building. I like how they've let us into each and every one of their lives, like what's going on at this exact moment in time for each of them. I think that's really cool.
Hi. 11:45.
Right up.
Yeah.
Man, kids trying to get booze underage, it's a tale as old as time. Reminds me why I love Superbad so much.
Yeah. Let me have a Three Musketeers and a ballpoint pen.
I do this all the time. Did he get it? No.
You didn't get it. Why didn't you get it?
Well, I needed some things, and I thought as long as I was in there.
Playing it cool, buddy.
Some old Harper?
I hope he gets it. I want him to get it. I remember those days. Yes. What the? The first liquor I ever bought with no ID was a 6-pack of Mike's Hard Lemonades. In college.
Chance to race Earl, though. He got his 1955 in the
Wow, they are not afraid to play with darkness for this walk and talk. They are completely blacked out.
See, so they come up, film the whole thing. Now they show it in driver's education class. You probably see it if you get lucky.
It's cool. It makes it feel super real. Like this is what you would see if you were there.
Take somebody with him.
It's really not much of a scratch. I don't think it's even...
Ain't the size that's in question here. It's the principle.
There's a song playing in the low background of every single shot. I bet that was like their goal to really paint the era, but wow.
I love you, operator.
Is this Wolfman Jack?
It's Floyd there.
Oh, they're having fun. They're connecting.
Reach out and touch my soul, Floyd.
Your party's ready, sir.
Now, Floyd.
Matilda.
Wow, they're all united by what's on the radio. Wow, we don't have that anymore.
You got just 2 seconds to get your ass over in your corner.
We check in with all of them. The same songs are on the radio.
Let's catch him at the light. Then you jump out and fight him.
Hey, wait
Just
a
do
minute.
what I say.
Fun. Fun. Wow, if you grew up in this time, I'd imagine you're obsessed with this film. Now that's a song, my friends, right? We love that song. Good for him. Good for him.
The radio's gone.
Yeah?
That means the car is gone. Come on.
Wow, the absence of the radio is real. The silence is really stark in a movie that we've had almost like no silence in.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you so much. I need something to remember you by. You don't want me to forget you, do you?
Ugh, the manipulation. You don't want me to forget you.
Come on, you want it and you know it. Don't be so damn self-righteous with me. After all that stuff you told me about watching.
Get out of my car! Get out!
Lori!
I told you never to mention that!
Yeah, good. Scum.
Oh, no, please,
Gary! Steve! What are you doing up here?
Steve! Oh, God, Steve.
Hey, is it safe to come out?
You guys are gonna laugh at me, but this is rather Superbad-esque. They all go off on their separate nights, only to come back in like the last third of the film. They all come back together again. And let's check where we are. Yeah, there's like 40 minutes left in the movie. We're definitely in that latter third. The explanation is probably more script structure than anything, but I love looking for those similarities.
Old Carol, the night is young, and I'm not hitting the rack till I get a little action.
Babe wants a kiss?
I don't have to pull over to the side, just let a funeral go by, man.
Oh, funny. You know what?
Your car's uglier than I am. That didn't come out right.
She's great. She's great.
Come on, boy, let's go.
Is that Harrison?
Don't you go out trying to win yourself. Come on back and I'll show you.
Oh, that's the first time I recognized him.
Look at it this way. Now, you got three choices. One, you chicken out. In that case, I let Aunt stay to the car and drive.
Kurt's at a real crossroads.
I don't think that I can control myself any longer tonight.
No. He's kidding.
If you told me where you lived, well, then I could take you home, but you won't tell me where you live. So, here we are.
231 Ramona. 231. I'll show you. It's easy to find.
Oh.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna get off in an hour, and I thought you'd maybe like to come over.
Steven.
Well, why not?
No, Lori's gonna see. Wow, this is the best soundtrack I've ever heard. Steve has put Lori through it tonight. I really hope she walks away with her dignity. Leave him, babe. You're so much better than him.
Anything, and we'll get along just fine.
Lori. I really like everybody. So, successful screenplay.
Well, this is the first time you've been quiet all night.
I had fun. Bye.
Kiss her on the cheek.
Bye.
I mean, do you like me?
Yeah,
Don't push it, babe.
Couldn't I have something to remember you by?
That line again. Put out so I'll remember ya. Give her something. A pin. A jacket. What is it?
Like we were going steady. Wait till I tell Marcia.
You mustn't have been used to drinking.
Nope, he likes to drink. He told me so.
Did they do it down by the lake?
Debbie, look.
What?
Debbie, that's the car.
Terry and Debbie? Or are we assuming that they just like made out? I want to know.
We'll just steal it right back, all right? Now, you get some wire. We need about a foot. We can hot wire it, okay?
Yeah, just go get some wire. In your dress with no pockets.
And I want to thank you two guys for finding it. I mean, listen, guys. Now, I've been sick recently, and this...
He's not wrong. He has been sick.
You get killed trying to get your car back, and then you let him have it.
It's not my car.
Found out.
Well, what about your Jeep? How am I gonna get home?
Slow on the uptake, babe. Call her a cab.
I got a little Vespa that I just kind of play around with. Maybe, you know, we...
Really? Well, that's almost a motorcycle, and I just love
A
motorcycles.
Vespa, almost a motorcycle.
Why didn't you say...
Ugh, now I gotta know, do Kurt and Steve go, or do they stay? Maybe Kurt goes and Steve stays, because Kurt needs to get out, or else he's gonna be arrested. And Steve needs to stay and make amends, because he's an asshole.
I'm looking for this girl. Yeah, aren't we all?
Another one of those completely dark silhouettes, backlit.
Go around the back. Thank you. This way.
It's become a real visual, like, element of this film. Is this the radio station?
Hey. Have a popsicle. The icebox just broke down and melting all over.
Great.
No, thanks.
Wow. I love that they chose to come here.
Who is this on the Wolfman telephone?
Diane.
How you doing, Diane?
All right.
That's the Wolfman.
Do you love me?
He's on tape.
There's a great, big, beautiful world out there. And here
Just that
I sit.
popsicle continuity. It was like this big and now it's back big again.
I'm not a young man.
And now it's melted and put down. Indiana motherfucking Jones.
You ain't said one word all night long. What a weird broad.
Wow, Harrison Ford is always an asshole, isn't he?
Paradise Road? Some guy named Phelps is going up against me.
This is how they're all gonna get back together.
Now, he's a friend of mine, you hear? That little girl, you better call him or the Wolfman gon' get ya.
Yeah! Wolfman's like Oz. You know, he can never be seen. Here we are, friends, here we are. Was there seatbelts at this point? In 62? Guys? My money is on Johnny. Forever and always, Johnny. Really? Thought it was gonna be a real neck and necker. I'm assuming they're okay. That's why I'm cracking jokes, you guys.
Stephen, please don't leave me. Don't leave me,
I won't.
I couldn't
won't.
bear it, please.
Steven's gonna stay. Wow, you just really went through it with these guys. One whole night. I really do have a lot of goosebumps right now. I was hoping we'd make it to morning with them. I was really hoping for this. I was hoping it wouldn't just end at night.
Jesus, what a night.
Understatement. What a night.
Hello. Yes, this is Kurt. Do you drive a white T-Bird?
A white 56.
Could you do that? Give a payphone number and then camp out at the payphone and wait for your call? I guess so, right?
Tell me your name. At least tell me your name.
Goodbye, Kurt.
Wait a minute. Wait a second.
Little kiss on your ear. Good night, sweetheart. I'll see.
Well, he got his call. That feels like closure for Kurt. Oh wow, you can pull right up on the tarmac. Okay. I knew it. This is what their characters needed. Kurt goes, Steve stays. Ugh. Magic Carpet Airlines. Poignant. Thank God. Kurt, you were going down a bad path, my friend. Dead, missing insurance agent, and Kurt's a rider. You guys, I could have really done without those ending little cards. I want to imagine where they all are. Okay. Hair down for the rest of this. I don't know that I needed those little end cards. I wonder why they put them there. Maybe I just didn't like that what's his face died. And Steve is an insurance agent. I mean, that's worse than death. Just kidding. Just kidding. That was a total joke. Yeah, American Graffiti. I really like that for sure. Holy shit, that was so much fun. That music, oh my goodness. Really putting you there with them. I'm sure music was such a big part of life in 62. I thought those performances were so grounded, so real. Everyone really felt like a teen on the precipice of going away. I loved the performances. I loved how simple. I loved just the cruising. I think it was like so specific. It was so wonderfully universal. You know, it was about this specific bunch of friends doing this specific set of things that they all do around the clock, and then it's somehow universal. It somehow like speaks to everyone. Like I said, I'm kind of nostalgic for this, and this was not my past. There's got to be a word for that. Missing someone else's past. Vicarious nostalgia. Anemoia. Nostalgia for a time you've never known. I feel that when I watch this. And believe it or not, when I watch really great film, I feel this. I feel the same way. I don't want to ruin it with a bunch of stupid words. I like that. They made me care about everyone. I deeply cared about all those characters. I deeply wanted to know what was going to happen to them, what decisions they were going to make. They made me invested. I was. And ultimately, it ended up where I thought that those characters needed to go. Kurt needed to get out. Steve needed to stay. Go into insurance. Okay, let's go into my world famous trivia section. Harrison Ford was asked to cut his hair for the film. He refused, stating that his role was too short and offered to wear a hat instead. I might agree with Harrison Ford, you guys. I don't know if I'd cut my hair for that size of a role. I mean, George Lucas film now? Yeah, cut my hair. Due to the low budget, George Lucas was unable to pay all the crew members. He offered to give many of them a screen credit in lieu of payment, and they accepted. Traditionally, only department heads receive screen credit. Giving screen credit to so many crew members has now become a tradition, which is why closing credits last so long now. Cool, I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? When Charles Martin Smith pulls up on the Vespa in the beginning, his crash into the building wasn't scripted. He genuinely lost control of the bike. Lucas kept the cameras rolling. Fortunately, the accident and the actor's reaction to it was keeping with his character. Furthermore, the incident got the first big laugh from the audience in the public premiere. Wolfman Jack was a real radio host. Wolfman Jack played himself in the movie. He was specifically chosen by George Lucas to play a role in the movie because Lucas remembered listening to him on the radio when Lucas was in high school. One of the main reasons why so many studios initially turned down the script was Lucas wanted at least 40 songs on the soundtrack, which would obviously lead to a large bill over rights to these songs. Knew it. Universal finally agreed to fund the picture when Lucas's friend Francis Ford Coppola, fresh from the success of The Godfather, came on board as a producer. Coolness. Francis Ford Coppola also did Outsiders, right? Which kind of has like a little flavor in here. Universal didn't know how to market it. It had no stars in it. They were sure it would flop. It sat on the shelf for 6 months before the studio finally decided to release it. To their great surprise, it became enormously successful. The film was shot in sequence. So as filming went on and the actors grew tired from the shooting schedule, the characters they played would also look more and more tired. Cool. Very cool. This is so sad. So this Mel's Drive-In was demolished after the movie was completed, but the owner's son Steve decided to reopen other Mel's restaurants in 1981 as a small chain. Oh my god, Paul LeMat, Harrison Ford, and Bo Hawkins were often drunk between takes. The film's budget was approximately $775,000. It was delivered on time and on budget, equivalent to $4 million today. Wait, Suzanne Summers was in this? Oh, there is a rumor. We did read this on our Star Wars trivia. There's a rumor while George Lucas and coworker were editing the film, the coworker asked Lucas for Real 2 Dialogue 2, which abbreviated to R2D2, a name which surfaced in Lucas's later film. I did read that on a Star Wars trivia, that's cool. Eventually grossed over $115 million at the box office, among one of the most profitable movies ever made. I'm always curious how old the actors were when filming. Charles Martin Smith was actually 18 and so was Ron Howard. They were the only 2 real teenage principal actors. Most of the remaining principal cast were in their 20s, with the exception of 12-year-old Mackenzie Phillips and Harrison Ford, who turned 30. I did want to know about the name American Graffiti. Dissatisfied with the name American Graffiti, producers Francis Ford Coppola and Ned Tannen suggested that George Lucas retitle it Another Slow Night in Modesto or Rock Around the Block. I don't really understand American Graffiti. The American part works, like Americana, slice of Americana. Graffiti, is that like the rough around the edges part? I don't know. The playing of oldies in the soundtrack became a part of a 1970s trend where various recordings by the original artist were used to score a film. Oh yeah, I did want to know about Carol's shirt. Carol wears a t-shirt that says Surfboards by Dewey Weber. Weber was a known surfer in the 50s and 60s. In 1960, he founded Weber Surfboards. I want that shirt. I want a Surfboards by Dewey Weber shirt. I'm gonna go look for one. Oh my God! We have to wait for this plane. Wow, okay, I just found out about the driving shots. So this is super cool. Remember when I was talking about the conversations between cars? In a single cam setup, which is a movie, you only have one camera. So you gotta shoot the one side, then you have to cut, reset, shoot the other side of the scene. This piece of trivia says, 2 cameras were used simultaneously in scenes involving conversations between actors in different cars. This resulted in significant production time savings. Wow. So they had 2 cameras running at the same time, covering each side of the conversation at the same time. That is a huge time saver. It costs a little more. But hey, maybe you make up for that cost in time saved. Wow. I didn't think there was any shot that they used 2 cameras. Or I just didn't go there. That's so cool, you guys. Wow. Budgetary reasons meant that George Lucas had to drop the opening scene in which the blonde angel, Kurt's image of the perfect woman, drives through an empty drive-in cinema in her Ford Thunderbird, her transparency revealing she does not exist. Oh, cool. The cars in the film are metaphors for their drivers. The snooty girls are riding in their parents' Cadillac. John's car is wild, but quickly becoming an antique. Steve's car is fairly powerful, but completely stock and conservative. Louis' car is an Edsel, which was intended to be forward-thinking and futuristic, but not in sync with the larger world beyond. Kurt's car is the strangest of them all. A Citroen. I knew that looked European. A Citroen. Citroen. Citroen? A Citroen. A French car that is quirky and odd, as the members of the Moose Lodge, and which Kurt simply doesn't belong. I love that idea. That's such a cool idea. The Fonzie character was added to Happy Days because Paul Le Mat's John Milner Greaser character was such a hit in American Graffiti. Cool! So that John Milner inspired the Fonz. Ay. American Graffiti is considered one of the best movies ever made. The sequel, More American Graffiti, is considered one of the worst sequels ever made. The scene in which Steve assures Lori he is staying in town and not going with Kurt was shot in one take. Ron Howard and Cindy Williams had already been released from shooting and were in their street clothes when they were told to put their costumes back on so they could shoot that scene. D Street is Petaluma, California, in Sonoma County, San Francisco Bay Area. Oh, contrary to popular belief, there is no actual connection between American Graffiti and Happy Days. It began as an unsold pilot in 1971, aired in 1972. ABC considered the Happy Days pilot, ordered the series, and did everything they could to make it remind people of American Graffiti. It ran for 10 years. Lucas's co-writers didn't like the ending. What? Okay, I did not like those title cards, remember? The film ends with the title cards revealing what happened to the main characters, the male ones anyway. Afterward, much of which isn't happy. The co-writers Lucas hired early on to help him develop the script. Willard Hayek and Gloria Katz found it depressing and strange and tried to talk Lucas out of it, but never succeeded. Oh my gosh, the blonde is Suzanne Summers. There's a reason Elvis Presley is conspicuously absent from the soundtrack. The reason, of course, is money. To mitigate the cost of licensing so many songs, Universal offered a flat rate to all the labels involved. Everyone went along with it except for RCA, which meant no Elvis. The kids in American Graffiti are therefore probably the only teenagers in America who could listen to the radio all night long in 1962 and never hear an Elvis song. I was wondering why no Elvis. That's cool. Okay, American Graffiti. You saw my reaction? Definitely enjoyed myself. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think of American Graffiti? Do you love it? Do you think it's a classic? Do you think it's one of the best movies ever made? Did you see it in theaters when it came out? What did you think? I love theater stories, so please let me know. As always, if you want my full-length reaction to this, you can hit my Patreon, link in the description box below. And on that note, I am gonna go eat lunch.